just for a minute. Close your eyes for a second.
Winter is giving. Winter is giving all that it needs to give. Welcome back to my channel, guys. It is so cold in Melbourne. And let's just get to the recap for episode 15 of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, before we get into this episode proper, I would like to touch a little bit on what's happening in the news as of today, breaking news. I mean, you know what? I would stand for this, right? Live your truth. Live in your truth. The world is in turmoil. And imagine the chaos that's happening around us, from America to the Middle East, to Africa. It's crazy for you not to have the opportunity to live in your truth. Now, there's a breaking news that, I don't know what's going on. It's been alleged that Tyler Perry, some historical sexual assault that took place between him and some actor guy. Now, it's alleged. And this guy is suing him for $260 million. Now, I'm just telling myself, is it 260 million or 260 billion? Literally, this guy is trying to bankrupt Tyler Perry. Now, I am not sure if these allegations are founded on any base of truth. It's all alleged, and we're going to find out what becomes of this particular lawsuit. And now this is in a list of many sexual allegations that is being out there. There is the PDD trial that's currently ongoing. There is the R. Kelly one. Now we hear he OD'd a couple of days back. There's the Harvey Weinstein. It's endless, it's relentless, and it's so hard to try and decipher what the truth is. Now I'm hoping that the truth comes out, and those who need to be vindicated be vindicated. Those who need to go and heal be healed. But I would like to say this: live in your truth, no matter how bad you think it seems. Just live in your truth. It is not that hard. Be centered and live in your truth. Now let's get into the conversation proper. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I talk on all things reality housewives, and then after reality, I'm going to go on to trending now and breaking stories. I don't want to do too much. We don't have that much subscribers, but if you want me to try and come here every day and improve on lighting and stuff, you just need to support to make this channel grow. I can afford to have all of the light, camera, action stuff if I only have like 2 people or 3 people watching. Now, thank you for those who have been very steadfast and staying tuned. I do appreciate the show of support. Don't forget to constantly like and share the channel with your friends. Hit the notification button for when my next upload will be. It's a bit hip hazard at the moment because I'm not consistently posting as I should. But again, this woman is busy. This mama is busy. But we're gonna get it down. We're gonna do it. Let's just hit into the episode proper. Now, this is the chapter 3, the final chapter of the girls' trip in Grenada. Now, in terms of substance, it didn't pack a punch. There wasn't much to happen in this particular episode. When it comes to rebirthing, I don't know if there was a rebirth. Was there? I don't think so. With the Grenada carnival, I think was it kickstarting, the ladies were about to end their 3-day vacation in Grenada. They had to celebrate the rich heritage and culture diversity that is the African and the Grenada culture. So it was lovely to see how the ladies embraced the Grenada and its people as well as its culture and diversity. It was so colorful, and it gave, in terms of importance and credence, to what these shows are about, introducing us to cultures that we would otherwise not know, taking us to places that we would otherwise not visit, getting us in tune, and should I say, in a moment like this, you have to respect that part of reality shows. When these women travel, we travel along with them. We see what they see, we admire what they see, and we live for and reminisce. We might even decide for in our own time to visit one of these lovely places that they've been. Grenada is, in my book, I'm not sure when if ever, but it will be, one of the Caribbean islands that I would really like to visit. Yes, I know the men are gorgeous. I'm not talking about that. Oh, but maybe. Now, I'm going to be tagging this episode, unbreakable friendship, because best friends has taken a whole new meaning when it comes to the Real Housewives franchise. You see women coming in as best of friends and leaving the series as mortal enemies, and we're about to see that with Kelly's and Brit. Now, we've been talking about Brit for 3 episodes now, not in the best of light, and again we're still talking about Brit Edie, not in the best of light. I am trying to find something good. We all know this is going to be her last hurrah in terms of reality as it goes. She's sued Bravo, Truly, Original, whatever, whoever needs to be sued, NBC, Truly, Universe, whatever. She is suing these people for $20 million. And according to her, she is being defamed. Photos that were supposed to be hers, that made the scene, that made the entire season, turns out according to her were not hers, and production knew this and continued with the narrative to should I say destroy her reputation. Now, to what end would this particular lawsuit go? We don't know. It's a stretch at best, but we have to find out. We'll sit down and wait and watch this unfolds and plays out in the best or worst way. So this particular episode opens with Angela and Drew, having a kiki, following the binge that was the night prior. Now, we do know the last episode 14, ended with Shemia having a sad news from Atlanta with regards to her baby being sick, left exposed to the elements, and that sort of weighed her down. Nonetheless, she decided to stay on and party, and they partied hard. I need to take a moment for this black women, these black queens. Now, let's shades and dramas aside, they're beautiful in their shapes, in their curves. They are beautiful. I saw a full view. It was too much for my view, but I loved everything I see. Yes, I did. From Shemia to Phaedra to Portia to Angela, Cynthia, they were giving body. Oh my God. Sexy did not come close to describing this women, just letting us see, and them just letting their hair down and in having the time of their life. Now, this is one of the girls trip that I would say did not end in disarray. Yes, there were a little bit of conflict here and there, but it wasn't enough to break the spirit of fun, the spirit of girlhood, the spirit of sisterhood. They had a time. It was a vibe. Now, Angela and Drew had to obviously debrief on the end game, and the end game from the last episode was, Brit showing exaggerated support to Shemia. Now, we all know what happened. Shemia sort of came for the jugular with regards to her lack of donation. If 3 paper towels was a charitable item, I do not know what they expect me to donate at this point. Now, she did allude to the fact that Brittany has a Birkin and drives a Bentley or whatever, Rolls Royce, and so she was expecting a reasonable amount for a charitable cause. But when she fell short, meaning she offered what Papa would, in this case it was not showing a girl's girl, and that saw sort of a disarray, passive aggressive comments, shades thrown left, right, and center. But with the health scare that was Shemia's kid, they all rallied around her. Brit Edie went all out, exaggerated this whole thing, even gave us a full frontal view of her boobs, and to make sure that we know she loves Shemia and is a ride or die for Shemia. Now, I think Angela and Drew could not help but tell us that they saw through the fakery, and according to Angela, she made a mistake of looking, Drew's way to see Drew's facial expressions and couldn't hold back her amusement in that moment, and they were not sure what to make of it. Neither did we, the audience. It was exaggerated, and I could understand her exaggeration. Now, she's trying to be accepted. Now, we all know the fallouts from the launch disaster, had a ricochet effect, and I'm not sure the women saw kindly to her. with Kenya, put off the show. And so it needed a bit of time for her to crawl her way back to the girls, and them trusting her and having that wholesome friendship. Now, I want to say this again. Brit and Kelly, they don't strike me as best of friends before the show, okay? They struck me as, friends with benefits, friends as a result of we're now being fused into this particular girl group. We just need to form friendship. We're the newbies, and if we don't form an alliance and form best friends, we might not have a shot at, breaking into the group dynamics. That's exactly, so this is the a friendship by proxy, okay? The friendship, when they say they were best friends, I don't see that. It's not giving best friend, or it's not giving historical best friends, okay? It's giving emergency coupling. And so there's no wonder that the breakdown of this friendship, is playing down before our eyes. Now, Posha said it best. It's giving jealousy vibes. Now, Posha would know. Posha would know, because if you're best friend and you are falling out in flimsy or over flimsy reasons, and we are not sure exactly what is going on, we dig a little bit into behind the scenes, or deep into the surface, deep beyond the surface, to see that there is a little bit more. So Posha would know. She's falling out with her best friend, Shemia. And when she identified jealousy as a root cause, well, Posha, was it jealousy that was the root cause between you and Shemia falling out? Or you tell us, we can read between the lines here. And with that, we saw Kenya, Posha and Cynthia again having to debrief. And that was quickly again met with Phaedra coming in to join the girls group, and also broke a few tete-a-tete with regards to what she heard that is the root cause behind Kelly's and Brit's sort of friction. They did again debrief on the night that was. Now, I'm gonna say this: Phaedra seems she's giving very morbid here. She's giving me morbid vibes. Now, I know she is an undertaker. She has an undertaker business by trade, and the business is sort of booming because people are dying to meet Jesus, according to Phaedra. Now, when she is constantly emphasizing, glorifying morbid our content, it's like telling me, girl, like, calm down, you're very weird right now, go away with your very morbid comments and commentary. But like, I would say she's the queen of shades. Again, her video sessions, her diary sessions, I would sit down and watch Phaedra have her moments, where she's giving commentary all day. She just has the best facial expressions. She has the best one-liners, taglines, and makes it funny. And so when she broke the news as to the reason why she feels Kelly's and Brit are having a friction, and that is in effect to the fact that Kelly's doesn't want Brit to be to use her glam squad. Now, this sort of re-echoed the conversation that Kelly's and Edie had. Now, Kelly's and Edie had a sit down. Brit went over to her villa to see how she's going. Kelly's highlighted the fact that her impending divorce is weighing heavily on her mind, making her not enjoy, Grenada as much. But she's trying to put up a brave front to see how she can navigate and also, feel the rest before the storm, I would say. And it quickly went into the conversation as to why, according to Brit, why did Kelly's, reprimand her in front of the group. And Kelly's Brit felt if Kelly's had or was feeling a way about her donations or lack thereof, she should have said that in private and not reprimand her in front of the group. And she felt blindsided. She felt unsupported by Kelly's, and Kelly's felt she saw according to Kelly, she saw Brit's point of view, but also reiterate that this is a group dynamics and she needed to be fair in this situation and to call it out for what it is. And I think Brit said, well, there's a little bit more than what you're saying, because you're not being supportive. And this is where it got left for me. you guys are sitting down as best friends and you're meant to air your laundry or your grievances or however it's hurting you. But then they decided to do this on their confessionals. So I'm like, okay, we are not hearing the story or you guys dissecting to resolve. Rather, you guys are in your confessionals blasting each other. Brit feels Kelly is taking away the glam squad from her, saying she doesn't want the glam squad around Brit. And Kelly is saying Brit is using her glam squad like it's hers instead of, you know, like a borrowed deal. And it felt too personal to the point where Brit wants everything that she is using, and also maybe Brit also wants her gynecologist. I know that was a light shade there, but it kind of seems that Kelly is sort of frustrated that Brit isn't trying to have her own team behind her, rather is using her team. And there is now the conflict of styling. I would think the conflict of makeup, the conflict of dresses that they are wearing, which sometimes they are, you know, matching pairs. And so I can understand why Kelly is sort of pulling her glam squad back. Maybe she should have said or had this conversation with Brit first before doing it, so it gives an understanding or gives Brit the heads up in preparation for what's to come. And now it's sort of, again, highlights Brit Edie. You are coming on a show. You should be prepared. And preparation does not just involve having to buy a few clothes. Preparation involves you having to have a team behind you to make sure you are looking your best self, to promote you in a positive light. Now, when you borrow someone's team, it kind of means you're trying to steal the person's style. There's only so much style out there, and I don't think these stylists are as creative as they're making us feel they are. You know, so if your friend stylist is styling you, chances are the clothes that might be coming to your friend will be coming to you. And no wonder Kelly is not, you know, 100% down for it anymore. And she feels maybe we should cut the cord, cut the strings, you know. You have your wings, fly. I'm also thinking Kelly's might be trying to avoid a situation whereby Brit refuses to pay her glam squad. And that becomes a whole new conversation where dramas are going to be, people, clients, her business or her reputation is going to be ruined with the fact that her friend is refusing to pay her glam team. So I can understand. And yes, the conversation were not happening as it should. That's for our viewing pleasure. We like the drama. But in the same vein, if these girls are best friends, they would have been having this conversation, which clearly states that this is best friend by proxy, like best friends because we have no other choice but to stick behind or beside each other and support each other and try and put up a front in order to manage and get through the season. Now the season is almost coming to an end, and so guess what? They're falling apart because houses built on sand don't stand long. It's once a big storm comes, it shakes and crumbles real hard. Now the girls are preparing for this particular carnival, Jab. Apologies if I am not pronouncing it well to the Grenada people if you're watching. It is a very symbolic festival, and Porsche said it best. It's a festival that had a negative connotation. However, the people of Grenada have decided to take it on their stride and promote this festivity and show true strength, which again, every story you would support. And so these girls had to have, I think, over lunch where, I mean, I want to say this, Drew and Portia have come a long way. They are kicking, they are dancing together, they are twerking. So even Shamia and Drew are having conversations. And I'm like, wow, that beef ended really quickly. Like, wow, how did we go from 1,000 to 0 this quick? Never happens. But I guess the air and the men in Grenada will do that to you. And so whilst they were at the pool having a few drinks and kicking, I think tourism minister, you know, came through. Oh my God, the girls were swimming. This guy is cute. I'll give him that. And, you know, I think it was impart to him that oversaw the trip, and so he came to check in on them and reassess how the evening was going to go. But my God, I could not help but notice Phaedra was hugging this man for too long. It was like, Phaedra, can you let this man go? Let him breathe at least. You're hugging him too much. You're hugging him too tight. It was in this particular scene that Portia came through for her friend Shemia. Shemia has been wearing Portia's swimwears and clothes of late because of her luggage issue. Then thank God, towards the end of this particular episode, we saw that she had retrieved, or her luggage finally arrived right at the tail end of the trip. But it did arrive, so nonetheless she got a few clothes to recover towards the end of this particular episode. Now she decided to do a photo shoot, or throw a photo shoot for Shemia, given the fact that she had the worst night of any mother's life. Now, in a quick update, Shemia did touch base with her mom, who gave a complete recount of what happened. Apparently, the daughter was left in a cold space. She froze to the point where she was shivering until Shemia's mom came to help comfort the child and keep her warm and safe. And I think that's the best news out of this. Shemia decided to stay one more night, and obviously head back. Now, I don't see any guilt here. This woman has been through a lot. This child is a very special child. We all know. I don't want to talk about it. And so she needed a break, and she's having a break, and she deserved that break. So I'm glad that everything is kumbaya back at home in Atlanta for the baby. And Portia decided to, make Shemia happy by giving her this lovely photo shoot, and the girls, showing her love and camaraderie. It was really for good fun. And the night ended with the girls having to go to this particular festival where they were all covered in black paints, and they supported the people of Grenada, danced around, which was fun. And it was at this point that we saw the end of this particular episode. But before the episode ended, we did touch base with Kelly's on the phone with her legal team, trying to finalize the situations that will be taking place with regards to her divorce hearing. And you could see she was really nervous. Poor her. Divorce is not something you wish on your worst nightmare. Separation is not something you wish on your worst. I know this, and I don't wish it on my worst nightmare. It is. I'm still trying to recover, and it's been 2 years, and I don't think I'm near 50% recovery just yet. So I can understand where she's at. I can understand how it is taking a toll on her mental health, and kudos to her for putting up a brave front in front of her kids, and also riding the cost to at least earn a paycheck to keep head above water. It is not easy. The legal fees alone would give you high blood pressure. And then talking about the fact that you're letting go of something that you thought was going to be a forever thing, and it's a lot. So the ladies woke up the next morning, to a beautiful day, and they came around Kelly's, to support her, cheer her on for what's to come. And yes, they are all heading back to the ATL. And I guess episode 16 is going to be packing a little bit of punch, because there's a few breaking stories from Phaedra with regards to Angela, and I guess Brit and Kelly's now, the friendship, the crack that was showing in Grenada has obviously just tumbled over itself. Now, what do you guys think about this particular episode? Come on the comment section and share your thought. I would say this: Portia is sort of a new woman in the last couple of episodes. I think with the reintroduction of Phaedra, you could see her livening up a little bit and warming into the group. And although it's taking a bit, how many episodes in, the season is almost coming to an end, for her to be herself, be a little bit smiley and dandy. But we got there. I can't wait to see how next episode unfolds. If you watched to this point, thank you. Remember, you are deserving. Stay safe and remain focused. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.